All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin and the crypto market. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Mickey. Welcome in, JB, Michael, Chad P, Tamale. Thank you for diddling that like button. Tanny, Mark Dutch, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Mac, Thomas, Travie Trades, Willie Warm W2, R Pink, welcome in. Thank you for being here and for modding as well. Mark Dutch, thank you for modding. Okay, guys, we have some very, very big developments happening in Bitcoin and in the crypto market right now. We have invalidated our larger daily impulse to the upside, and things could get bad pretty quickly here. We could be seeing that larger correction, possibly even to come down and take out our 108.2K lows or even our 107.2K lows. But let's go ahead and go into that scenario. Right now, what I want to cover real quick is what happened yesterday. So yesterday we were coming down and we had the SFP, but we had front run our 382. And that 382 Fibonacci retrace was a really important retrace. The fact that we had front run that 382 was not a good sign, and we wanted to come down today and see an SFP of yesterday's low into that 382. Let's see, 382 here. And we came down earlier today and we did not get the SFP. I posted about it in the chat, in the Telegram chat as we were coming down there, coming down to the SFP. Let's see if we get it. We did not get it. We busted straight through it. We busted straight through. Let me hide this pitchfork real quick. This is a new pitchfork that I just made today that I'm going to show you guys. No SFP of the 382. And I did say in yesterday's live stream, as far as our larger impulse to the upside, with it being a 5-wave Elliott impulse to the upside, we really wanted to see us bounce from that general 382 level. And if we hit the highs of wave 1, we would invalidate that impulse to the upside. So let's go ahead and look at that. At those highs around 117.998, we have now hit those prior wave 1 highs. So we cannot call this an impulse to the upside anymore, a 5-wave impulse to the upside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we have overlapped our wave 1 highs. So now the impulse has been invalidated, and we could be looking at this as a larger WXY correction to the downside, or we could be looking at this in a bullish scenario. There is still a bullish scenario, and it's actually even a little bit more bullish. I covered this in yesterday's stream as well. Time attack, I know me and you mentioned this a little bit. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, but the double 1-2 impulse, where you could see this is a wave 1, this is a wave 2, this is a secondary wave 1, and if we come down to our golden pocket, a secondary wave 2 before seeing your explosive wave 3 to the upside. But because this structure looks so bad in your second 1-2, and just because of how large it is, for me, it's very improbable that we're in a double 1-2 impulse to the upside and that we're going to see a wave 3 shoot us up to like 150K, 160K, and then see 2 more 4-5s all the way up to like 170K or something. So it's not looking good, guys. And the way we are dumping, we had the bear divs confirmed on the chart, and we talked about yesterday how the money flow was consistently draining out, and also the bear divs on money flow on NAMI. So this here is really invalidating the impulse to the upside. But not only that, if we look at our volume here on this dump to the downside, our volume is pretty high here. And if let's go on to the 1-hour chart, we have some really massive spikes in volume here. And this could be the start of a third wave of a multiple 1-2 impulse to the downside, where we're actually going to even break our golden pocket and come much, much lower on the charts here. Yesterday in the live stream, we covered the total market cap chart. We've covered the total 2, total 3 market cap chart and the Bitcoin dominance chart. So I want to go into all these different charts with you guys and explain to you why this dump today is really, really bad for the bulls. And we could see some pretty aggressive price action to the downside continuing for the next maybe even weeks to months, where we might see the larger top of the bull market being in, or at least a larger multi-$1,000 correction to the downside. So yesterday we bounced. Let's see, let me get this back onto the 4-hour time frame. And what happened yesterday is, we got that bounce right here. We got the bounce from the bottom of the range and front running the local 382. we pushed up to the point of control of the range. We were able to reclaim the value area low, and we pushed up to that point of control. But you can see here for many 4-hour candles, tried to break above the point of control of our range, and we just could not break above the point of control. And once we rejected that point of control, it was just a straight flush through the value area low and no SFP of our range lows that we created yesterday. And now we're dumping hard, dumping with volume hard to the downside, and impulsive price action to the downside. We had our second resistance level being this resistance here, which was the point of control of our 3-month long range, 2.5-month long range here. Point of control of the range. We also had a naked daily point of control in there. And we had a, let's see, what else was it? It was a daily level, I believe, or yeah, naked daily point of control. And there was another level of confluence in that support level, but we busted straight through it. No reaction at all. We're still dumping to the downside aggressively. So let me get rid of these now. We can get these off the chart. And we are continuing down to our next major level of support. Now, what I want to show you guys on the chart is a brand new Pitchfork that I pulled. And this Pitchfork was pulled from our 98.2K lows up to our initial all-time highs back in middle of August, down to those 107.2K lows, which were very, very key lows on the chart. And if we look at this Pitchfork here, let me go ahead and hide some of this stuff on the chart so that we can get a clear look of this. You can see how well this Pitchfork has been respected. We, found some chop in this lower band, which we often form these choppy ranges in the lower bands. We were able to break it to the upside, come up to the midline, rejected the midline, formed a little bit of a choppy range again in the band, and then came to the bottom. We held the bottom of the Pitchfork, pushed up, rejected from the lower band, found support at the bottom of the lower band, pushed up to the upper band, kind of formed that choppy range in the upper band. And now we're losing not only the midline of the Pitchfork, but we're losing the POC of the range, of our 3-month long range. And so for me, this is a very, very important Pitchfork, because if we do turn on that golden pocket support down below, you can see that that golden pocket is coming in where our 2 key anchored VWAPs are and where our lower band is. We know if we reject from the upper band, we have a high likelihood to go to the midline. If the midline holds, we could probably work our way to the top. If the midline doesn't hold, we have a high likelihood to come down to the lower band. And that is where we're heading right now, pretty aggressively heading down to that lower band of support. So for me, I am not interested in any longs until we get down to this area of support, our next area of support. I mean, if you look at this, quick move up means quick move down. There's no real support in here for us to be looking at, and Bitcoin could see an aggressive dump. We want to see also, if we zoom in on some lower time frames here, let's go on to that hourly time frame. What we are now seeing with this increased volume to the downside and this pretty bearish price action, we could be looking at a multiple 1-2 impulse here, where now we're in a big third wave. We have a bunch of 1-2s in here, and then we have that big push down. Now, the only thing I would say with that is this first move down was a 3-wave corrective move. So this was a 3-wave corrective move. You see a 5-waver in here. And then, it's a little bit hard to count this, that you could call that another 3-wave corrective move in there. But this, there's no mistake about this, is impulsive price action to the downside with increasing volume. And we could be looking at the start of a much bigger impulse down, where even if we do bounce from this golden pocket area, we might need to look for a lower high before creating another lower low. The bearish divergences on the chart were there, and now, I mean, look how clear this was. As we were coming up 3 higher highs in the price action, the lower highs in the momentum waves, we were just waiting for that money flow to top out. And once that money flow tops out, consistent drop to the downside. We have now invalidated any bullish divergences we could have seen on the 4-hour chart. If we zoom out onto the 8-hour chart, we are really, the only way to get 8-hour bull divs is to come below your 108.2K low and make a higher low here. So we are really seeing quite an aggressive dump that changes everything today. It changes the scenarios today. By hitting these prior highs at 118K, we are now changing everything. Now, I want to go into real quickly the total market cap chart, because we talked about this in yesterday's live stream as well. If we go on to the daily time frame, you can see that we did hit that Pitchfork band. And I did say in yesterday's live stream, after breaking out of a multi-month range here, you come up to your resistance. In a bullish scenario, you want to backtest that value area high, hold that value area high, and then start working your way up into the next major resistances. We are now dumping back inside of our volume profile after rejecting from a major resistance here. And now there is a possibility that we could fill this volume profile in full, coming down after rejecting from the upper band. What do you see when you in these pitchforks? If you reject from the upper band, you have a high likelihood to come down to the midline. I discussed this in yesterday's video, how we front ran the midline here, on these two lows here, and we had not back tested that midline. I remember I went in and I showed you how Bitcoin had the front run of the midline through this range, and then after hitting into the upper band, we came and tested the midline. Only once testing the midline, we got the explosive move up. So very similar on the total market cap chart. Now that we are falling back inside of our volume profile, we could see this volume profile fill in full all the way down to the value area low of our range, which is in confluence with your Pitchfork midline of your more macro Pitchfork. Another thing that we could talk about is on Bitcoin, the multi-cycle Pitchfork. Now, this Pitchfork, let me zoom out onto the 3-day chart, has been a major swing position, a catalyst for swing position. So you see rejected the upper band, finally flipped it to support, rejected the midline, turned the upper part of the lower band to support. You get the idea. But the last 4 times we have come up to this midline, we have rejected this midline, and we are just really struggling to reclaim our macro Pitchfork midline. Well, if we zoom in here on that daily time frame, what happened this week as we made new all-time highs? We could not break above that midline. You could see some daily candle wicks above the midline, but no daily candle closes above that Pitchfork midline. We are seeing the major rejection from that Pitchfork midline, and now we can come down to take out the lows of our range that we're seeing. After falling back inside of our volume profile, if we pull that volume profile on the chart, we are back inside the value area high. We are below the POC. There is a possibility now, a great possibility, that we could come to the value area low. But if we do come down that low with the amount of liquidity that was resting below 108.2 and 107.2, which right now CoinGlass is down, and I really wanted to show you guys that liquidity. But if you remember in yesterday's video, when we zoomed out onto the monthly chart, there was major levels of liquidity below 107.2K. So it is really a big deal, this dump today, a big deal of this dump. And we could see these bear divs play out. Of course, also, guys, we created bear divs on the daily time frame, another drive of bear divs on the daily time frame. Our money flow is crossing over into the red here, and we actually have just multiple drives of bear div forming on the daily time frame, with now bearish divs on the money flow, triple drive of bear div. Higher money flow, lower money flow, lower money flow as we're topping out and making higher highs. This could be the sign of, I don't want to say the end of the bull market yet, but this could be the sign of a much larger correction to the downside. We'll just have to see how this plays out. Now, I do think we are going to get some sort of reaction at our lower band of the Pitchfork and at our golden pocket and our two key anchored VWAPs. I really do think we'll get some sort of reaction here. But we have to be aware that this support level here, even if we bounce, we could be looking for another lower high before a lower low, and then maybe even eventually taking out our lows, coming down to that anchored VWAP that we still have not touched. This anchored VWAP on Coinbase, at least from 74K, has still not been tapped up as the test. If we lose this 74K anchored VWAP, which is coming in right around your 107K lows, if we put on those lows, you can see the SFP into this anchored VWAP of those lows would be nice for a flat correction in here, where we could see that bigger flat correction and then keep going. But if we start to lose this anchored VWAP here, we could really see a much bigger decline in Bitcoin over the next preceding months. Okay, let me check the chat real quick, and then we'll go into some of the other charts here. Wow, you guys are texting here. What's up, Mudith? What's up, Dr. Rex? Fettuccine Genie, welcome in, guys. Thank you from Belgium. Awesome, man, for Dr. Rex. honest, non-financial advice. Would a hodler sell here? 2, 3, 4, 5 day, 1 week don't look so good. Well, Fettuccine Genie, I would at least wait for a little bit of a bounce, because even if it's going to be a bear market starting, we get a bounce from this golden pocket, we at least have a likelihood to retrace up before seeing a bigger dump to the downside. So I would actually be waiting for a bit of a relief rally to sell if you're concerned. Or what you can do is you can sell like 20% now. If you're really concerned about it, sell 20% now, sell 20% more on the bounce, leave a little bit in just in case we are going to make another all-time high. But that's all I could say what I would do. I just did something that is illegal in 30 states to that like button. Hey, Time Attack, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for modding. Yeah, guys, please hit the like button. If you guys get any sort of insight into the market out of this stream, please hit that like button. And Mickey, thank you so much for being here as well. I really appreciate you, man. I love your energy. So, okay. Time with Dick, tell us more. Oh, man. Mark Dutch, I love you too, man. Okay. All right. Ludong, welcome in, man. Stock market is doing bad too. Yes, it does look like just dump day, red day. Caught the 1.5 FSP on Aster. Yeah. We'll go into some of the altcoins, guys. A lot of the altcoins are having some major attacks. AVAX is almost hitting our zone. And I forget, I think, Ludong, it was you that asked me in the chat, or it was Spartacus Crypto that asked me in the chat about AVAX yesterday. And I said, be patient and wait for 26 pretty much. And we are coming down to that 26. Yeah, 1.2 million wiped. Wow. 1.2 trillion, excuse me. Wow. Okay, yeah, Friday, and I think someone said that if Thursdays are a pump day, Fridays usually are a dump day, or the other way around, so maybe they were on to something there. Grotto EZ, thank you so much for the super chat. Can you help me understand what happened to Tau? I was waiting for the liquidity we recognized yesterday. Yeah, we'll look at it. I think Tau was the one that they said they were offloading, rug pulling. I'm not sure, but we'll look at Tau. Absolutely. Let me go in real quick, guys. So we covered that total market cap chart, how we're falling back inside the volume profile with a really nice big imbalance candle and a volume expanded candle there. So we could fill to the bottom to 3.69 trillion where the value area low is. Let's go on to the total 3 market cap chart. So this excludes Ethereum and Bitcoin, but is all the other altcoins. And you can see here, first off, we are in our big range for most of 2025. You can see this goes back to December of 2024, our big range here. And we are attempting again. We broke out of the value area high, back tested it, made a new high, but then fell back in and fell to the POC and to our up lower band. And you can see here, this is how amazing these pitchforks are. Hit the lower band and you get a new all-time high. Not new high, excuse me. And after seeing another failed auction up here, you see this range up here, another failed auction of the breakout of your prior high, we're now dumping back within the band. Now, I do think we are going to see some sort of reaction from our golden pocket coming up here. We do have a golden pocket. Let me zoom in onto the 8-hour time frame. We have a golden pocket coming up here pretty quickly, but if we do come down to this golden pocket and bounce, we need to watch for just a small bounce to back test that value area high. And if we get confirmed reacceptance back within the volume profile, I expect to drop to the 786 where our band is again. Now, our band could hold us again. Our Pitchfork band could hold us again, and we could shoot up overall, making a higher low on the chart. But if we start to fall back inside this band here, if we do not hold our 786 and we start to fall back inside this band, I do think we'll at least hit our POC, but probably come to the lower part of the band. And if we lose that, we could be filling all the way back down, taking out these range lows over here, and maybe even coming to the bottom of the pitchfork. Now, I'm not that bearish yet, but this, you can see here, we really have been struggling to break above. This band has been holding us 1, 2, 3 times. And on this 4th try, we might reject and fail. Just like with Bitcoin, on our macro 4th try, we are rejecting and failing here of the Pitchfork midline. So that is something that we do need to be aware of here on these total market cap charts. And these total market cap charts are just confluence to help us decide when the market could turn around. Okay, now let's go real quick onto our total 2 market cap chart, and total 2 market cap chart, it excludes Bitcoin only. And once again, we have our upper range in here. This range only goes back to about August 9th. Well, first of all, let me back up here. You can see we were in this range for a long time. For a majority of 2024, we were in this range. We broke out of this range here in July, broke out, back tested the value area high, made new highs, and we formed another range up here. Here's the thing, guys. This could be a distribution range up here. And if this is going to be a distribution range, then we are going to not only come to the bottom of the range and probably take out those range lows, but we could distribute all the way back down to take out our lows down here at 1.3 trillion or so, 1.33 trillion. And so these dumps back inside these volume profiles are not a good thing. We saw another failed auction breakout here. This is when you attempt to break a value area high, you form a range above that value area high with bear divs on the chart, and then you start to dump back inside the range. And you can see here on lower time frames, we already dumped back inside the range and confirmed the bearish back test of that range. And we are falling back in. We're coming up to our POC right now, but you can see here, fell back within, back tested the value area high, rejected. Now we're falling to the POC. So anytime you see a failed auction breakout, failed auction dump here, because this was a failed auction, and now we're dumping back inside the volume profile, there's a high chance that we could fill the volume profile in full here. And actually, it just looks like our POC just shifted down, depending on the time frame you're in. If we pull our fib from the lows, the last major lows to those highs, and we look at our golden pocket 786, you can see here that the 786 would be now the next support level, because we're starting to lose our golden pocket, or we're at our golden pocket. I wouldn't say we've lost it yet, but with other charts being not quite at support levels yet, I do think that we could keep dumping here on the charts. We could keep dumping until we get to some lower levels. This was the invalidation of the impulse that I just described to you at the beginning of the stream. And we just have bearish money flow on the charts. Now, another thing I want to show you guys, I talked about this in depth in yesterday's stream. And as we were developing that bullish CVD absorption from the 108.2K lows, we were making higher lows on the price action. We were making lower lows on the CVD, and our open interest was pretty steadily increasing until a couple days ago. And I said, guys, if we see these prolonged dips in open interest in the middle of a steady increase, it oftentimes will invalidate the bullish absorption that we are seeing on the charts. And I said in yesterday's live stream, and in Tuesday's live stream, actually, if this drop keeps going a little bit more, because we were only about here on Tuesday, if this open interest keeps dropping consistently, to me, it's going to invalidate any bullish absorption that we're seeing, and we could see a lot of dumpage happen in the market. And so that's what we're starting to see, a lot of dumpage happen. I will point out here, and we pointed this out yesterday, someone in the live stream yesterday said that the dump was just people selling. And I said, actually, no, it's new shorts opening up. And how did we know that? At least based off the aggregated CVD and open interest here. Based off aggregated open interest, we warned about this yesterday, about those shorts opening up as we were dumping to the downside here in yesterday's live stream. This dump right in here, you could see that shorts were opening up, and they were brand new short positions that were opening up. They were in control. Well, after seeing a bit of a bounce, getting some liquidations of late shorters, now what are we seeing today? We're seeing a rejection from that POC, and we are seeing that long squeeze of a bunch of longs getting squeezed out. So what is a forced close of a long? It's a sell. That's why your CVD is going down, because we're seeing longs getting forced out. How do we know it's not new shorts that are opening? Because our open interest is decreasing right now. So we are seeing late longers get stopped out. This is a long squeeze to the downside. Now, what I will say about long squeezes and short squeezes, once the squeeze stops, if new short positions do not come in to support that price action momentum to the downside, you could get a reversal right back after that long squeeze stops. But this long squeeze could continue. Look at increasing volume here on the squeeze. We're continuing to increase to the downside. So this long squeeze could continue until we actually squeeze out. We could squeeze a lot of this stuff in here, that some of these long positions that got squeezed out here, or that could get squeezed out. So this could continue a bit more. We could see the dumpage continue all the way down to that golden pocket area. And let's see. Yeah, we are starting to find a little bit of bottoming on the money flow. No real bull divs. I guess you could say very, very slight bull divs here. But for me, I'm not interested in anything until we get down to our support level below. We are coming up to the anchored VWAP. Let's zoom out onto the 2-hour chart here. That anchored VWAP is going to be from our previous all-time high, coming up to that previous all-time high anchored VWAP. But to me, the more important anchored VWAP is from that 107.2K low, which is inside your golden pocket. And also your Pitchfork band is down here. So really look at this 114.8 is looking pretty juicy to me if we do get down into that area. Let's see. Do we have, I think we had some naked weekly point of control at 114.4-ish. Naked daily is there as well. Yeah, and a daily level. So between 115 and 114K, we have a lot of support where I do expect at least some sort of reaction from this next box. But this dumpage to the downside is pretty aggressive right now, and you definitely don't want to try to catch a knife. Just wait for some momentum to be lost on the selling. Wait for a bit of a range to form. Okay, real quick, guys, while we're here, I just want to announce the partners of the channel. BYDFI is the main partner of the channel. They are a VPN and KYC free exchange. All you need is an email and a password to sign up. If you do sign up using my affiliate link, you'll get a minimum of 20% discounts off trading fees. You can earn actually up to 40% discounts on trading fees if you deposit some of the larger amounts here. And they are offering really good initial deposit bonuses. Like if you deposit $100, you can get a 50% deposit bonus. Also, if you sign up with my affiliate link and deposit $100, I have partnered with BYDFI to create a Telegram community where I do post my trade setups and my market analysis in that Telegram community. All you need, it's free to get in there. All you need is to sign up and deposit $100 using my affiliate link. Once you do that, you can click the link in the description for Telegram, type in /verify in your user ID number, which will be right up here. It's probably going to be a string of letters and numbers, and that'll get you into that Telegram community where you guys can get updates on what I'm thinking on the market. They also offer up to $8,100 in futures trading bonuses. And yeah, so that's BYDFI. The next partner of the channel is NAMI Trading. That is this momentum and money flow indicator that I use to know when to exit trades. If you're seeing bear divs as you're coming up to resistance, then you could say, okay, time to start taking some off the table here. And NAMI is doing a 60% off special for this week only, based on the celebration of a new all-time high, which now seems so far away. But 60% off just for this week only. The link to NAMI Trading and the discount code are in the description. Divine ATH is the discount code if you want that, if you're interested. And then the last two partners of the channel are MEXC and Bybit, both great reputable exchanges. They'll give discounts on trading fees, and you can earn futures trading bonuses if you're interested in signing up with those links down below in the description. So thank you guys for listening to that. Let's get back to the TA here. Real quickly, I think we covered the total three. Yep, so total three, we are continuing to dump here, falling below your POC. I do want to go real quickly into Bitcoin dominance and USDT dominance. So on Bitcoin dominance, we had been looking at a larger dump to the downside, breaking below our golden pocket. And this golden pocket was pulled from our last big low on the daily time frame to our high. We broke our prior lows, and we kind of found some support at the bottom of the channel, but created that bear flag, that kind of bear flag that we were seeing. We broke down below the golden pocket. We even back tested that golden pocket. But I did say this week that if we can start to reclaim this golden pocket, we might see a bigger move up all the way to back test that 3-year long trend that we broke down from. This trend channel that Bitcoin dominance has been in for like almost 3 years long. And anytime you break a major trend after finding a low, you will have a relief rally to backtest that trend to see if it's going to confirm a rejection or not. And now that Bitcoin is breaking above our golden pocket, you can see breaking above, even flipping it to support locally here, breaking, flip to support. Now we're continuing higher. We could continue up all the way to the golden pocket at around 63%, 62 to 2.5 to 63%, where that bearish backtest of that 3-year long trend is. We did have some really big bull divs in here. 3 lower lows on the price action, higher lows on the momentum waves. Once your money flow bottomed out before making your last low, now money flow is just about to cross into the green here, and we could see Bitcoin dominance rise. So we can see the altcoins see a significant drop here against Bitcoin in the next few weeks. If we go on to the USDT dominance, now USDT dominance is breaking our little accumulation range. This is our daily accumulation range here. And you can see tap 1, tap 2, tap 3 here. We're starting to break the value area high of that range, and we're even breaking our channel midline. If we can break it, I do think USDT dominance has a high potential to keep rising to SFP, our prior daily highs, into that golden pocket in the value area high of our bigger range. This is our bigger accumulation range on USDT for the bull cycle. I mean, the last year, let's say. So since March of 2024, we've kind of been in this range. And we have not tapped the value area high since falling back inside the volume profile. We actually haven't tapped the value area low yet, except, I mean, we did over here. But we hovered around that POC, and we were able to find support at that POC overall, kind of ranged around it, hit our 886. So because we hit this 886, by the way, in a larger downtrend, I do think that we will still come down and take out these lows, or these lows here. But we could see a rise in USDT first to push up to that golden pocket, to SFP these prior highs into that golden pocket. There we go. And hit the value area high of the range. So we might be seeing some dumpage on the entire market over the next week or so. Let me check the chat real quick. Red V-shaped dam, back to the bathroom. Okay, ETH to 4K. ETH could drop to 4K, or ETH is coming up to a very key support. I'm going to show you guys that in a second. If ETH is to remain bullish, which I do think overall it is bullish, we could have a really good swing long opportunity coming up for Ethereum. It's going to be that bad in the US. Yeah, Sol at 204. Solana at 204 is a very key spot, guys. I talked about this in the Telegram right before. We're coming down to hit our naked monthly point of control and our Pitchfork midline and our 1.236. So naked SFP of these lows into the naked monthly point of control, into the Pitchfork midline. This has to hold. If this doesn't hold, we could be seeing some impulsive price action to the downside, where we could be dropping even, coming down, and eventually I would expect us to take out the lows at 196, 191. ETH is already crashed under 4K. Wow, things are just crashing so fast. Yeah. Okay. Whoa. Okay. You know what? This was the area that we really wanted to see hold, but now ETH is even breaking below our 786 and our naked daily point of control. Yesterday, after bouncing from our POC, I did say I wanted lower, but you can see we came up to our local 382 and rejected our local 382. Now, remember, in a strong trend, the 382 will act as support or resistance. So after this trend down, which was a pretty strong trend, we bounced from our POC and value area low, rejection from 382, rejection from 382. That tells you that the trend to the downside is still strong, and that we were probably at least going to come down to the weekly. But actually now we've even crashed much further. And this could get really bad really quickly, guys. If we lose this box of support, we've already did a little bit of a wick past it. But let's see. Did we hit the 886 yet is what I want to see. Not yet. Okay. So if we hit that 886, it's not going to look good. Because if we hit that 886 in a larger downtrend, making lower lows and lower highs, then we have the possibility. So lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. We could come all the way back down to that $37 or even $3,500. Okay, but yeah, it is looking pretty bad here for all of these coins, man. These dumps are really aggressive. Okay, I forgot about that super chat. Let's see. Grotto Easy, we will check Tau and Ave. Just give me just a minute here to look at some of this. $16 Chainlink. Yeah, Chainlink. We'll look at some of these altcoins here. Yes, thank you, Mark Dutch, for posting that affiliate link there. So if you guys do want to sign up there, all due to the shutdown. Yeah, I mean, we did see the technicals in there as well. Okay. Yeah, it's your personal referral link. That's okay, Mark Dutch. No, but okay. A 60% code is Dumperino. Yeah, that's a good one too. Fear her. If you got fully liquidated, then you probably weren't having a plan ahead of time with a designated stop loss. So anytime you enter a trade, you really want to have a designated stop loss as an invalidation for your trade idea. If your idea is wrong, get out with the loss, but don't let it go all the way to liquidation. So unfortunately, that kind of sucks, but it will give you more of a drive to understand to set up a plan, a trade ahead of time with a stop loss that is calculated, and be disciplined on that. If it let it hit your stop loss and let it get stopped out. Don't keep moving your stop loss or anything like that. Okay. Zero. Yeah. Do you provide refunds for the super chats? I don't know if I can. I've never tried to do that. So, but do we need to provide a refund for someone? I only see one super chat in here from Grotto EZ. Yeah, I can look into that though. Yeah, ETH could drop to 3.1K, but if we break under 3.5K, it's not going to look good. If we hit the golden pocket, it's not going to look good. Oh, it's a joke. Okay. Okay, so for Ethereum, guys, on the daily time frame, this is still not anything super crazy here. We are looking at our bigger impulsive price action to the upside. Our wave 1 here, wave 2, our wave 3 did hit our 1.618, and we were saying that this 3-wave move down to the 382 could have been it, and we should be in a wave 5 now, or probable to be in a wave 5, but maybe we're seeing a bigger WXY correction where we come down to 3,500, bounce from 3,500, which is where I wanted to swing long anyways. That is the back test of your 4-year long range value area high. It's the bottom of the Pitchfork band, and it's your 0.5 Fibonacci retracement, which is the most common target. Your most common targets are between the 382 and the 0.5. So you can see we had a nice bounce from that 382, but if we do come down and break that low, then for me, there's a high probability we could come down to this $3,500 level, where if we do come down here in a bigger WXY correction, I'll be looking to long the house on this thing. But we do want to see some nice bull divs as we're coming down there, because if we're not seeing confirmation, I won't take it. Now, if we pull a Fibonacci from the lows of wave 3, I'll fix that. From the lows of wave 3 to the highs of wave 3, and we turn on that golden pocket. If we hit $3,200, it will invalidate the impulse to the upside. It will, just like Bitcoin invalidated its impulse today, but it would invalidate this as a 1, 2, 3. If we come down here, it's no longer a 4 or 5. Then we have to start looking at this as a much, much more bearish scenario. Even if you bounce from here, I would expect a lower high before another lower low, and potentially coming all the way back down much, much further. So yeah, we'll see how Ethereum looks. Ethereum is still in its range. We're breaking below the value area low today, obviously, of that range with some high volume, breaking below the value area low, just slicing through our support levels, guys. This is crazy to see how much we're slicing through these. Now, yesterday, we did get a reaction from this level, but we rejected our little range POC. I'm going to delete that one now. I'm very surprised that we did not get a reaction at our golden pocket. We had a daily level here, a weekly level, and our golden pocket here. No reaction, straight slice through. And even our 786 naked daily point of control and daily level, we're starting to see a reaction there. after wicking past it, but we're at that daily. Let's see, our naked daily point of control. So yeah, we're seeing a bounce. Now we did front run this $4,000 naked daily point of control. Let's see. I think I had something else there at the 4,000. Okay, yeah. So it looks like a nice bounce that we're seeing right now. Let's check Bitcoin out real quick. Is Bitcoin? Gosh, guys, the way that this is bouncing before actually hitting your anchored VWAP is not good to me, and before hitting the golden pocket's not good. I'm gonna go onto the Bybit chart, and let's look at that anchored VWAP from the 107.2K lows on Bybit. Still didn't hit it on Bybit either. Not looking good there. Dang. Yeah, so we might see a bit of a bounce here, but I would be aware that this could just be a little bit of a recovery of some of the imbalances in the market before continuing lower. Watch for the rejection from the POC around 118K, 117.9 to 118. Catching knives is what's keeping me sharp. Okay, well, there you go, Mark Dux. That's a good way to look at it. Sudeep, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, I see. Time attack. Okay. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, BTC seeing a little bit of a recovery, but be aware. I don't know about this, guys. We might see a little bit of a dead cat bounce coming up to 118K before rejecting again. What do I think about BTC fifth wave? Is it forming an impulse wave in WXY and we are in the X wave? Are you talking about higher time frames? Let's see. Let me read that again. What do you think about BTC fifth wave? Is it forming an impulse wave in WXY? And so here's the thing. In a WXY, it's a complex correction, which you generally get a series of 3-wave corrective moves. And there's really, I mean, you could see an impulse in here, or an impulse in here. But if you're saying in the X wave, like this could be your W, this 3-wave move here was an X, and then we could be seeing a Y wave down right now. So we could be seeing an impulse and a Y wave down. This definitely looks impulsive to me, guys. This definitely does look impulsive. And let's zoom out to the weekly chart real quick. If we look on the weekly chart, man, we're going to confirm another drive of bear div. If we close this candle really red, if it starts dumping and continues dumping, bear divs, bear divs, bear divs. I mean, this is looking bad. A fourth drive of weekly bear div. And if the money flow rolls over at the end of the week, this could be the start of a much bigger drop to the down. It could be the start of the bear market. Let's be real. Could be the start of the bear market. We do have this kind of, that was a horrible line. This kind of rising wedge type pattern here that if this starts to break down, we could see a giant drop taking out these 98.2K lows. Excuse me, 51K. No, I don't think we're going to go there. These 98.2K lows. In the bear market, we could absolutely come down and take out this 49K low. Okay, where was I? Yeah, so wave 4 can't overlap the wave 1 high. Absolutely. Yes, Machi HK is right. So I talked about this at the beginning of the stream, but if we're looking at this impulse to the upside here, and you cannot have overlap between your wave 1 highs and your wave 4 lows. So because we've overlapped this 118K wave 1 high, this has been invalidated. This is gone, invalidated. And unfortunately, we have to be looking at this now as a 3-wave corrective move where we could come all the way back down, or in your hyper bullish scenario, which I do not think is probable. I think the bearish scenario is more probable now. You could be looking at a 1-2, 1-2, and then a big third wave, and then a 4-5, 4-5 to finish off the bull market. But that, it just seems improbable, especially because your secondary 1-2 is bigger than your first 1-2 here. And you generally, if you're looking at a double 1-2 impulse here, let me grab your path tool. So if we're looking at a 1-2, your secondary 1-2 usually is smaller, and then you have your big third wave, and then you see your 4-5, 4-5, and that's, disregard this little last part here. Like, it's, yeah, 4-5, 4-5, and then you get your big retracement. So your first 1-2 is usually your primary 1-2, and then you get a secondary 1-2 that's generally smaller than your big third wave, and then you get these 4-5s in here. And that's often what creates those rising wedges towards the end, or channels towards the end. And when that breaks down, you see a bigger correction to the downside. So in this case, I mean, if we just grab this, let's use that path tool again, and we look at this, let's just put it on the low for right now. And we look at this, like that, the symmetry is just not there. I guess it could be. It could still be a double 1-2, but it's less likely to me than a larger corrective move. Yeah, 150 people watching. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please hit the like button. If you got any sort of insight into this market today from the analysis, please hit the like button. Thank you for being here. I agree, and TPO is poor. This is just a relief bounce. Yes, I think so too. I don't think this is the end. We front ran our anchored VWAP. We have not made it down to our golden pocket. We rejected the upper band of the Pitchfork. Now, this is where Pitchfork trading comes really big into play. Rejected the upper band. We sliced straight through our midline, and we have not come down to our lower band yet. So if you slice straight through that midline, you have a high likelihood to come down to that lower band. What we could see here, though, is we saw a bunch of 1-2s, and then we saw our big third wave. Now we're going to see some relief rallies and some 4-5s. Very similar to that double 1-2 impulse I just showed you. If we're looking at this on lower time frames, we could be seeing some, 1-2s in here. 1-2s, our big third wave, and then we're going to get a relief rally in a 4, a 5, a 4, a 5, and then we could see that reversal if we're going to see a reversal. But now we're going to want to see some choppiness in here, some exhaustion in the selling start, that kind of descending channel that we usually see here into your actual support level. And then also, as we're coming down there on low time frames, so this is going to be something to look for over the weekend. We could form these 4-5s over the weekend. And as we're coming down here, we want to see some bull divs, lower lows on the price action. We want to see something like this, higher lows on the momentum waves, and we want to see that money flow starting to curve up here. So yeah, relief rally could be due, but I don't think it's going to be the bottom. And if we look at that larger range here, I would really be watching from a rejection from this POC at around 117.6. Now on Bybit, it's 117.9. So between 117.6 and 117.9, now that we're slicing through that POC, it is going to act as a resistance, and we could see rejection down more. And it might take some time because this took some time in here. And that would make sense if we chop over the weekend, come into this support maybe Sunday, and then see a bit of a relief rally. 118K single prints. Okay, yeah, we could fill those single prints too, coming up to 118K. That makes sense. Now, do single prints, if we fill the single prints, come right back down. Pull horizontal last cycle top then the one before, and the one before. Okay, wait, pull horizontal from last cycle top. So I'm not sure if you're going with 65K or 69K. Oh wait, that's not the cycle top. I'm sorry. I thought I was on a higher time frame. Okay. Let's zoom out to the weekly. Yeah, so come down to your prior highs, kind of find support around your prior highs from the prior cycle. You shoot up. Now you're saying that we could come down all the way down to like 65K, find a bottom around there, and then kind of get up there. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Okay, Win Streamlabs. I'm ruining my fingertips typing your referrals. Oh, I use Prism Live Studio, Mark Dutch, and I think that we can make those bots there, but I'll look in. Honestly, Mark, I just don't know how to do that. I need to learn how to do that. So, but first of all, I just want to say I appreciate you so much for doing that, for always posting the referrals and everything like that. But I'll try to figure out a way that we can do that through a bot. I'll learn in the next couple of weeks here so that you don't have to do that. But thank you so much, dude. I really do appreciate you. And you bring so much levity to the streams, and I love that. S&P finally getting a decent retrace. Let's look at the S&P. Yeah. Guys, on the S&P 500, you know, gosh, first of all, this down here, we hit the 1.618 and we were looking at longs from that area. Even if it was going to be a 5-wave move down to the bottom of the pitchfork, we were still looking at a relief rally long from that area. But look at, we bounced from the 1.618, reclaimed the lower band. You know, we never really back tested that midline. Be aware of that, guys. We never back tested this midline after breaking, but we've been chopping around the top of the upper band, but we're going to fall. We're falling now. So I think we could fall all the way to the lower part. We're pretty much almost there to the, hit the band around 6580-ish, 6580-ish to 6600. But this just can get bad too. If we lose this lower band, we could see significant drops in the price action here. Yeah, and this, get rid of that. These bear divs are just so bad here. Higher high, higher high, higher high, lower high. Let's see. Those are about equal highs. So I guess we have bear divs between these two highs. But look at the money flow. Really, ever since 2018, money flow's been draining out on the monthly. I wouldn't say it's that bad looking yet on the S&P. I don't think we're going to get a major crash quite yet. I'm looking, once we get to the top of this pitchfork, I'll be looking to sell my spot S&P holdings. Yeah, that's a pretty big, pretty aggressive crash. We just took out your lows, your little range lows here. So nice little liquidity grab. And remember, the market runs on liquidity grab. So you could see a bit of a relief rally after seeing that liquidity grab. But this definitely looks impulsive. And I would be looking for, you could even look at this as a 1-2 big third wave here. You could retrace in a 4 and then come down to actually hit your pitchfork lower band in 5. And then you might see that kind of bottoming reversal formation. Let's see. One in the 3 in the Massey, that's so funny. I was reading your comment. 1 in the blank 3 in the yeah. Now I get it. 1 in the pink 3 in the stink or whatever, or the other way around. Comfortably sitting on my shorts from 4.7K and 125.3K and 31.3 on AVAX. Nice. Machi HK, that is awesome, dude. You have some really good entries there on shorts. Yeah, I know what you mean, Mark Dutch. You are modding all day, every day for everybody. So I can understand how that really could get taxing, I should say. Okay. Oh yeah. Let's go for the super chat real quick. Sorry, Grotto Easy. You wanted to cover. I'll cover these real quickly, and then we'll get back to some of the other coins. Real quick, guys. Solana is coming into its really nice support level. An SFP of these lows into a naked monthly point of control and the Pitchfork midline, and it's also our 1.236 Fibonacci. If we're looking at a three-wave move down, that 1.236 is there, and if we're going to continue up to take out 256, then that is the area. So just be aware that we are at major support for Solana. And let me look at our ranges here. I'm looking at both of these ranges, even though they're very, very similar, because one includes that little price action below, and it does change the value area high. And that was with this one. So let me hide this one real quick. If we look at this upper range, we're coming back down. You can see here, broke out of the value area high, and we're coming back down to backtest that value area high right now. So that is very, very key. It is a macro value area high breakout, and that value area high is coming in pretty much right where we're at right now in this box. It's a little bit lower. We haven't quite touched it yet. What is that? 202.3, but we're at the value area high. So if we fall back inside after seeing this failed auction range and we fall back inside, we're probably going to work our way to the next major support level down below. We want to hold where we're at now with Ethereum, not Ethereum, Solana. Dang, you guys are typing today. Okay, what was it? Tau. Wow, it is actually pumping pretty hard here on Binance. Interesting that it's pushing up so hard while the rest of the market is dumping. Now, we talked about this yesterday, but we have this corrective channel here, and we are breaking your Pitchfork midline here. If you continue to break that Pitchfork midline, look at this. Pitchfork midline was resistance on the daily time frame, the last two highs. We're breaking above it. What you want to see today is a close above these highs, really. A close above 372.9. If you can close above 372.9, I think for sure you're going to be able to make it up to 405. We're hitting into our golden pocket right now. So I would like to come a little bit higher and at least hit 401, but it might not. You might see rejection. So if you reject from this golden pocket here, it would be nice to come take this liquidity first at 405, 4047. So if it could come a little bit higher, take that liquidity and reject from the top of the channel, then you might see a bigger move down. But if you can not take that liquidity, you break out of here, you might get a rejection from this area, but you're going to probably continue pushing higher. So the next big level, 405 is, and where we're at now from 400 to 405 is an area of resistance that we're at on the chart right now. But if you break this, then you're going to come up to 429 to 432 where your 786 is. And then if we pull a Fibonacci golden pocket there, yeah, I would say Ooh, so 405 is going to be a really big resistance though, because it's going to be your log golden pocket pulled from the channel high to the lows here. This whole move down here, that log golden pocket's at 405 to 412, and you also have some key liquidity into that area. So if you're long on Tau, I would really recommend at least taking some profit. If you SFP 405 or 404.7, really look at taking profit, because this could be this, and then you could be coming, even if it's a higher low before coming higher, you could see a significant retracement there. Now, on the 2-hour time frame, you're attempting to hold that Pitchfork midline as support now. Let me get rid of this for a second. You see, we broke above the Pitchfork midline. Now we're trying to hold it as support. So if you can do that, break above, hold it as support, you could probably come up and SFP those highs. Money flow still looks pretty good here. I have no idea why Tau is pumping so hard while the rest of the market is dumping so hard. But that's what I would be looking at on Tau. And then Aave. Yeah, unfortunately, we're dumping and we're losing. We're at the value area low. So you're at that value area low. Now that 786 at 250. Did we actually touch that? Let's see. Yeah, we have a double bottom there. You can see this double bottom at 250, like into your 786. But even 245 looks even better. If you can come down to 245, maybe even hitting that lower band. The upper band, excuse me. This is the, let me actually go a little bit more into this. Let me get rid of this weekly for a second. So this is your more macro Pitchfork on Aave. We bounced from the lower band and we broke out of it. And you can see this kind of failed auction range, a multi-month range up here that's forming above the Pitchfork. Now, if we fall back inside that Pitchfork and start to close this weekly candle back inside this Pitchfork, you can move at least to the bottom band, the bottom of the band where your weekly is at 227. But if you lose that, you could be seeing a much bigger drop here. What I do see here is this could be a distribution, tap 1, tap 2, tap 3, but it's more likely to me that we are not done yet. That's a tap 1, that's a tap 2, and if we take out that liquidity, we could see a relief rally and then see a tap 3 distribution and then start to distribute down. This doesn't look good though. 3 higher highs, lower highs here, money flow draining out of the asset, crossing into the red. So on the daily time frame, we had triple drive of bear divs, and they're really starting to play out here. Let's go on to our 4-hour time frame, and let's look at this relief rally. The thing with this is this looked kind of corrective here, this whole kind of ascending channel up. And yeah, you do have slight bear divs as you're coming up here into that POC. You're rejecting your POC with bear divs, money flow coming out here, bear divs, money flow draining out, and you're at the value area low. So you rejected POC, you're at value area low. You really want to see this hold. Now, I would like to see a little bit lower to come down to grab that liquidity of really 250 or even 245. But if you come down, you grab that liquidity, you want to get back inside that volume profile pretty quickly. Finding some support, though, at the value area low. Okay. Yeah, and you guys, we know that the bull run, Mickey, you brought this up last week, and very good point. It's brutal, man. As we come to the end of the bull run, 2013 to 2017 was 1,068 days. 2018 to 2021 was 1,061 days. Right now, we're at 1,054. So we're very close to the end of the bull run. You know what? It could have been the end of the bull run. This could be the end. I don't know if I'm going to say that quite yet, but yeah, it really could be, you guys. And yes, please do hit the likes. It does help with the algorithm. And I just appreciate all you guys for your kind comments. Thank you so much. Too bad he has a manly voice. It's not manly though. That's the thing, Mark Dutch. Yeah, or I could try to get one of those voice changing softwares to make it sound like a pretty girl so that more people subscribe. Did you long AVAX? So I did not long yet because I was streaming, but AVAX is coming down to our key support level. Now, yesterday, Spartacus Crypto asked me about this. And remember, we're looking for that 3-wave corrective move to come down to 26, to backtest 26. The reason why we're looking for that is on AVAX, on the daily time frame, we had this accumulation range right here. This was accumulation down here, hit into our 1-to-1 larger corrective structure, right? After seeing that larger corrective structure in at the 1-to-1, you form that accumulation range, and now we could be about to see expansion. But usually with expansion, you'll come up. Let me kind of clean this chart up for you guys real quick. After seeing expansion, you hit into your macro resistance, right? This is exactly what we were looking for up here. We've had this on the chart for months. You hit up into that macro resistance, being your golden pocket at $35, and then the SFP of the $36 high into your naked monthly point of control. We didn't hit the naked monthly, but we had the SFP here. After seeing that, you know, you have accumulation, you break out with volume, you reject from your macro resistance. If you see a 3-wave move down to backtest that, what used to be the value area high of your accumulation range, if you hold it on more macro price action, you can expect in time to continue pushing up in your expansion. And, you know, we could even be looking at this as a wave 1, a wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, pushing us all the way up to $45. Or even if you want to look at it from the low, you have your wave 1 here. Now, this is very deep to retrace for a wave 2. All of this could be your wave 3. We're in a wave 4, and then you see a wave 5. Either way, you could be looking at a giant 5-wave impulse up to $45. I don't like how this came so low. You hit your 886. If you pull a Fibonacci from this low to this high, and you turn on that 886, you hit the 886 there. Now, it's not an invalidation, but it's very rare for a wave 2 to retrace to the 886. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at $26. Now, here's the thing here. We can be patient here. This is not only our golden pocket pulled from the last big daily lows to your highs. That's your golden pocket at $26. But if we are going to hold this range, if we're going to hold the back test of the value area high of this range, then we want to see, generally you'll see a little bit of a range form in here, a bottoming form. The market will say, okay, what used to be considered overvalued for the last, months now is considered support. We see a little mini accumulation buying in here over the next couple of weeks, and then you start to impulse out of it. So that is, we have some time here. But hitting that $26, let's see, did we hit it like perfectly? Yeah, we came down to it pretty much exactly perfect, guys. Looking at, and we're seeing a recovery. So okay, we do have some bull divs on the chart on the 15-minute. Let's go on to the hourly chart. No real bull divs. I mean, we do have bull divs between this low and this low. Very slight bull divs there. Some bull divs here. For me, it's because I think Bitcoin's going to drop a little bit lower. We could start to form a range in here and even come down. Like you could see, we actually didn't quite hit the 6.5 yet. At 2603, we didn't quite hit that. So we might start to form a bit of a range in here. And then that's when we can get in. Once we see some range form, once we see a little bit of relief here. I probably question my own sexual preferences. Mark, okay. So Ludong, I have not longed yet, but if I was not streaming, I might have taken a long there. We love the gravel. Sudeep is a nice name too. What's the origin? Yep. Okay. Yeah, but don't come close to the mic when you whisper. It's a while. It's been a while, you know. Yes. Yeah. Well, Mark, we'll save that for later. Okay. We'll save that. That's for our private chat later. The one where you don't wear your pants in. Yeah, I am still talking about crypto stuff. I know you guys are all in here talking about women and other things. Yeah, Machi K, AVAX might not be done with the dumpage, but this is a major support level. Like if we lose $26, this could be really bad because what happened is we came up to macro resistance being your logarithmic golden pocket. And then if we start to actually see impulse down through here, a 5-wave impulse, we could come all the way back down to $20. The value area low, 1975, and a naked weekly point of control around 19.5. Of course, you'll see some bounces along the way, but that would be really, really bad if we are going to see a dump to $19. And let's pull this volume profile. Yeah, actually even $17 or so. This $18, $17 area. But for me, I think we'll at least see some sort of relief bounce from this area. Some sort. It's your macro value area high back test. It's a golden pocket. I mean, even if we're going to do something like a relief rally to back test this prior range and then continue dumping. Let's check XRP real quick. XRP is coming down to our support level, but we're not quite there yet. Actually, I would really like to come down to that 256 area. Or, you know, yeah, a little bit lower. We tried to see a bounce from this 786 in value area low. We didn't get much of a bounce. It tried to hold. We couldn't get it. So let's get rid of that. We're breaking below the value area low. Not a good sign of your bigger range in here that goes back to middle of July. And now we could backtest this value area high at 256. Just like AVAX had its range, broke out of its range, and now we could see corrective price action to backtest it before coming higher. We're seeing some longs come in right now towards the bottom of this move. But guys, like, look at this volume here. Huge spikes in volume. We want to wait for a little bit. Like, don't necessarily try to have to catch the knife here. If you're going to be a long-term profitable trader, you have to learn to be patient sometimes and wait for a little bit of a range to form or wait for a change in market structure. Let's go on to the 12-minute chart. Yeah, no change in market structure at all. Be aware of rejecting from this 118K or 117.6 to 117.9 POC and coming down a little bit further. Like, I would not be surprised if we do that. Okay, let's look at Sui. Man, Sui's even losing its support. Came down to our 786. Here's the thing with this. This looks pretty bad. A 1-2, 1-2, and you could be in a third wave right now before seeing a 4-5, 4-5. Coming to, remember, I've been talking about that 295 to 289 level for a long time now. That is a naked daily point of control at 295. You have your golden pocket down here, and you have your naked weekly point of control at 289. Naked daily, naked weekly. and golden pocket. Why do I have that twice? So that is the area where if we're going to see a double 1-2 impulse to the downside, we could come all the way down. And remember, on SUI on higher time frames, we're actually in some ways wanting to see that because of our double 1-2 impulse, a very clean impulse here. This could be a wave 1. This could be an internal wave 2. See how it's small? And then your internal wave 1, internal wave 2. And see how this is smaller when I was telling you guys with that path tool, where you want to see your first 1-2 be larger, and then your secondary 1-2 be smaller, and then you get your big explosion in a 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So this could be what we're seeing here. Like, let's just do this. If we come down to this golden pocket, then we could see a 3, 4, 5. Now I'm running out of room, so your first 1-2 is larger, and then your second 1-2, and your 2 generally is longer too. And then you get the big explosion up in a third wave. This should probably go up here. Then you see your 4, 5s. And then it ends, and you get your big dump. Now, that's a very bullish scenario on macro timeframes for SUI, but SUI is a really good project. I do think it is possible, but if we're about to go into a bear market, then it's definitely not happening. Yeah, money flow doesn't look the best right now. We did print hidden bear dibs on rejecting the POCs. So you see how this was a support level we had marked out earlier this week? We did get a nice little bounce from that support level, at least a good scalp from here. Got to move up. Then we broke through it and back tested it bearishly. Now we're dropping. And by the way, we've been calling all these resistances of the lower high golden pockets, rejected the lower high. First of all, we called this one perfectly. This is where I took profit. This was the value area high and a naked weekly point of control up here. Rejected that, saw a huge move down, came up to your lower high golden pocket, rejected that, saw a huge move down, came up to your golden pocket, rejected that, seeing a huge move down. And we're just continuing to reject lower high golden pockets on this SUI trade until we maybe make it down here. Yeah, Don, Elliott wave theory is very, very complicated. I recommend Kuhn's trading. He is so good at Elliott waves, and he's got an Elliott wave compendium coming out soon that is going to be like a masterclass for it. But also Elliott Wave International is where I learned a lot. That's where Kuhn's guided me to. It's a website called Elliott Wave International. And if you look up that, they are really good as well. Sam is the best. I'm not sure. Sam Price, not Sam Price. I'm not. Mark Dutch, is there another great Elliott Wave trader named Sam? Is that from Trade Devils? Because he's another really good Elliott guy. He's more macro stuff, though. He doesn't even go really under 4 hours. Yeah, but Don, Elliott waves are really good to get a bias, an overall bias in direction. And then, of course, first price action first order. So you mark out your key levels of confluence, of resistance and supports. And then you got to learn to be patient and wait for the market to come to you. But look at this as we were coming up here to this golden pocket. Higher highs, lower highs, lower highs. This is where NAMI really shines. Lower highs on the momentum, on the money flow too. So when you have momentum bear dibs on Market Cipher and you have momentum and money flow bear dibs on NAMI, you know it's a good short. And you're actually at your resistance. So oh, he's talking about meat. Okay. Oh gosh. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, patience and discipline, right? Discipline, risk management, all big things to learn. Sam Bankman-Fried. Okay. All right. Let's see. We covered Bitcoin. We covered the total charts. We covered Ethereum. Now, Ethereum, guys, is trying to hold this level. We do have, let's look at some of our levels. We broke straight through that weekly. That's crazy that we broke straight through that because there was a daily there as well, and it was our golden pocket. But we have not hit the 886 yet, so technically we still could be. This could be your wave 1. This could be a wave 2, and then you could be about to explode in a wave 3 after seeing your 3-wave corrective move at the 382. Now you want to see impulsive price action up here to new all-time highs. But if we're going to see a bigger flat correction, a 3-wave flat correction here, and then another 3-wave flat correction down to 3,500. Either way, around 3,500, I will be looking for huge swing long positions, like sell your house swing long positions based off the more macro structure. Now, I know Machi HK is a really good Elliott trader as well. He thinks we could be coming down to 3,200. If we do, we're going to invalidate that impulse, and that's going to change everything. It will literally change everything. We could be done with the excitement for today, though, guys. I mean, we dumped really hard. We could see a little bit of a relief rally. It is Friday afternoon, so we'll see how this goes. A lot of these coins are at support right now. Man, we front ran that naked daily at 4,000 though, 4,006. But we're holding the 4,017 naked daily. Get rid of these. So we covered Solana. Solana is bouncing from its support level. Now, Solana, guys, we rejected the upper band. We found that range in the upper band. After we lost it, we bearishly backtested it. This was on Wednesday, I think it was. I made the video on it on Wednesday saying this could be a major rejection right here. Well, we obviously got that major rejection. So now we're at the midline and a naked monthly point of control after grabbing liquidity. I think we can at least see a relief rally here. Pay attention to these lows down here. You see these kind of semi-triple lows around 217. That could be another rejection area. But as far as Solana goes, it does not look super bad right now. And the reason why I'm saying that is also our 1.236. If we're looking at this as a 3-wave corrective move, you want to look, first of all, this is an impulse, right? Our double 1-2 impulse. A 1-2, 1-2. This was your big third wave. 4, 5, 4, 5. So you ended your double 1-2 impulse. After ending that double 1-2 impulse, you often will retrace to around the golden pocket to the 786. So let's pull that. Let's look at our golden pocket 786. So we're at the golden pocket right now at 207. And coming down to 200 is where your 786 is. That's also where the back test of that value area high is. So really what would be key for me is not losing $200. You could even come down to $200, $201 and bounce from there and still be bullish. If you lose 200, you're in trouble. The thing is right now, also, if we look at this 3-wave corrective move, let me actually put that back on, and we look between your ABC correction, right? If you're going to see a 3-wave correction, this yellow line here, you're looking between the 1-to-1 Fibonacci and the 1.236. So that's why that box started at 2055, because we have our 1.236 at 2055 and a naked monthly point of control and the SFP into your Pitchfork midline. So I at least expect some sort of reaction here, some sort of reaction, and we are getting a reaction right now. We're holding the golden pocket. If we do come down lower, I will be looking to long this. Like, just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a naked daily point of control. There is one in there. I just got to mark it out. Naked weekly point of control and a macro value area high back test here. So that is really a big level as well, right underneath us. Bear market started, but this channel is bullish. Chat hot. Yeah, the chat is hot. Thank you guys for being so chatty today and everything. And that's where Mark really comes in as well. He's such a good mod and livens the chat up. So thank you for that, Mark. But you know what? The bear market could be started, Samuel. I really not going there quite yet, but I agree it could be. Like, we have the monthly bear divs, we have the weekly bear divs. We had a lot of euphoria when Bitcoin hit a new all-time high the other day. Everyone, even people in this chat, and listen, everyone has their opinion and they're entitled to it, but we were hearing 200K, 250K, 300K relatively soon. And it's like, man, I just didn't see it. I don't see it. So even if we get up to 135 or so, I'll really be looking to take some major profits. Yeah, let's go through Chainlink. I'm sorry, I have not covered Chainlink. Okay, let's go to Chainlink here. Chainlink is down at our support level, being that 786 and the back test of our macro value area high again. Let's go on to the daily time frame. Let me show you guys that. Let's get rid of this. We did reject that lower high golden pocket 786 area. And if we turn on our macro range, look at where we're at. So here's the thing, guys, on Chainlink as well. You have your range that goes back all the way to November of 2023. We broke out of that range in impulsive price action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could see one more push up here. So once again, your wave 2 did retrace kind of deep. But if we're looking at this as a bigger 5-wave Elliott impulse here from the lows, wave 1, wave 2, all of this is your wave 3, wave 4, and we could be making it up to $30, $35. I would really like to make it up to $35 in a wave 5 to end your bull market. Remember, within your wave 3, you're going to see a bigger a sub count 5-wave impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here inside of that. And then you want to see that corrective move. Now, I don't like the way we see a nice complex correction in here. But if we start to break these lows from a couple weeks ago, it's not going to look good. To me, that would be telling me that this is a 5-wave move down. 2, 3, 4, 5. We could call it a WXYXZ. It's very rare in crypto, but it could happen. So let's look at, I know this chart is messy, guys. Let me clean it up a bit here. This to me looks like a nice descending channel. Really nice descending channel in a wave 4 correction. And we want to push up soon. If you come down, like, we could still grind here for a bit. Come down to the bottom of the channel and hit our next major support level, being that anchored VWAP from the lows in confluence with your Pitchfork band. And I believe it was your golden pocket. No, your 786 area. Yeah, 786. That could be a very nice support level. If we hit the golden pocket from this pull, and let's make sure that is on log scale, because that is more. Let's check that. Yeah, it's 154% move to the upside. So this needs to be on log scale. So if we hit 15.632, it's going to invalidate the impulse. Now, even if we come down there, that would be a really nice still long position, because you have a major liquidity grab into a macro log golden pocket, but it would invalidate a much larger impulse to the upside. So you might get a bounce from there. So like, say we do something like this, come down here, not there, like to $15, SFP that, I would be looking for a lower high before creating a lower low. But we're at that macro support right now, and we really want to see this hold. Markets are dynamic. Things change from day to day, and these institutions trading algos are programmed to front run these levels. Everyone expected 130K. We get 126. Yep. Okay, let's see. Dutchie wears pants. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to start content my journey. Yeah, fitting crypto. I start a channel, man. Well, listen, my charts can become really messy, but as long as you know how to read your chart, that's all that matters. Now, if you're streaming, it is nice to have clean charts for people to recognize and see. It really does make it easier. And when you see people with like 1,000 different levels on their chart, I'm not going to name any names, but I remember I was in Jason Casper's Discord. I still am. But you saw people with a line on their chart, literally every, what seemed like tick or every couple dollars. And then it would come down and hit one of those levels and be like, look at, we hit the level that I marked out. And it's like, dude, you had a level marked out literally every $10 on Bitcoin. So, generally, a sign of a clean, organized chart is a sign of a clean, organized trader as well. Oh, Aster, I have not. Thank you. I will check Aster. Ooh, so we did get that SFP. Look at, that's a very nice SFP of the lows on Aster. And wow, what a reaction from that. Look at that. SFP or range lows. And now we're pushing back up inside the volume profile here. What I would be aware of, though, is did we hit the 1.618? And let's throw that on log scale. Yep. I mean, that looks actually really nice. So, wow. All I can say here is with Aster's very nice SFP of these range lows. You can see this kind of range in here. And you SFP'd the range lows. Very, very nice reaction from that SFP. Very nice big imbalance buying candle. So you had a lot of people buying on that SFP. And we're back above the value area low. So what's going to be key for today on Aster is you want to close above 175.6. If you can close above 175.6, then you actually have a pretty high probability of working your way up to the golden pocket. Let's pull that golden pocket. Let's see, was that more than the 30% move? 34. Yeah, so this 194 to 196 area, and I bet you that is going to be the value area low back test of this upper range that you broke down from. So like 196-ish. But I mean, if anyone caught that SFP right there, very good. Bull divs, lower lows, higher lows here, higher lows here. You know what I do want to check out before next is BNB, because I'm still short from BNB. I'm short from literally the 786 tap right here. I think BNB is going to come down to, I have a TP at 1190 on BNB, and I also have a TP at 1150. What happened with BNB, guys? I can show you this. This is just crazy what happened with BNB. It has been so bullish, but on the daily time frame, we hit the top of a macro pitchfork. So, I mean, look at chopping around the bottom of the pitchfork here, forming that triangle in here. We broke out of that triangle. We rejected from the upper band. After rejecting from the upper band, 3-wave corrective move to the bottom of the pitchfork. Huge impulse up, but we had front run the midline, back tested that band as support, came up to the midline, rejected that midline, but saw another triangle in here. Busted up above the midline. By the way, on this back test of the midline, I told you guys in the chat ahead of time and in the Telegram that this could be a really nice swing long opportunity. I did take that, but I took profit upon breaking these highs. I completely took profit upon breaking those highs. I should have held some open. But you back tested the midline, you get a move all the way up to the top of the pitchfork. Now, at the top with this straight up parabolic move here, I was really looking for shorts up here, at least some sort of reaction. And that's why I am short from, let me zoom in, 15-minute chart. This 786 right here at the top of the pitchfork right there. And I think I'm like 1328. Shorted that. We got our range. And remember, we were forming this triangle in here. And we broke this triangle down, took liquidity, came back up, rejected the triangle, and then we broke the range down. And we're kind of on our way down to that 382. Even in a strong trend, the 382 will hold as support. This has been a very strong trend. 382 will hold as support. And this 382 here is from your pitchfork midline. When you bounce from that pitchfork midline all the way up to the top of the pitchfork. So this Fibonacci pull here, if you come down to the 382 and hold, you could keep going here on BNB. Now, I'm going to hold some of this open all the way to the golden pocket, or even all the way a little bit lower. In your wave 4 retrace, between the 382 and the 0.5, so that's why this area for me is a big support level that we could be looking at. It's the bottom of the band. It is your 0.5, and it is a daily level in there. If you're super, super bullish on BNB, you could be looking at all of this as a wave 1, wave 2, huge wave 3. We could see a wave 4 and then wave 5. But then you would want to be pulling. And I will say this, though. In a wave 2, you generally don't see triangles. Triangles are not allowed in wave 2s. So that's why I was starting it from here. 1, 2, this is 3, 4, 5. You could be looking at that. Either way, this is very high, huge impulsive price action, and we're at the top of a macro pitchfork. I had to at least attempt to short up here with the way we had been pushing up. Okay, let me check the chat here. But buy physical silver with your profits. Yeah, I've been, man, silver and gold are going crazy too. Trump announcement in 25 minutes. Okay. What, I wonder what he's doing about the tariffs and stuff. Geez, the way that we're pushing up real slow like this, I would really watch for rejection from that 117.6 to 117.9 area to come down to your golden pocket. Okay. Yeah, look at the money flow here coming out aggressively. We don't have really any bull divs here. So I would want to see now rejection kind of over the weekend, a slow grindy channel here or wedge where we could now get some bull divs in here and get that money flow start curving to the upside into your golden pocket. 114.8 is really nice. Or like, yeah, 115 to 114.8. They have the most amazing women there and all normal, not cocky. Okay, where are you? Oh, the Czech Republic. Okay. Man, your guys' minds are on something else right now on women. And I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. What a dump, though. It's so strange that Bitcoin started with this three-wave corrective move. And that was really, this could have been a W, X, and then another Y here. And then now, I don't know if I want to call that the start of an impulse down after a WXY, because usually after you have a corrective move like this, you'll see a push up. But regardless, we have hit the invalidation of the impulse by taking out those prior highs. Let's see, where was it? Right here. We've hit the invalidation of the impulse. And so now we have to be looking at this as a potential larger three-wave corrective move where we could come all the way back down. With bounces along the way, of course. It's Friday night. I canceled my Tinder date for this stream. Well, Mark, thank you so much. You know what? You can be my Tinder date tonight, okay? I won't tell my girlfriend, and me and you can have a video. We'll get into that video chat later. It's going to be very interesting to see how this daily candle closes. If our daily candle closes below this value area high on the total market cap chart, like I would not be surprised if over the next week we work our way down to the value area low where your Pitchfork midline is. Value area low, Pitchfork midline. And then hopefully that holds, because if that doesn't hold, it could be the end. It could be not the end, but it could be a much larger drop. Back testing the value area high of this range in confluence with your golden pocket. And that means Bitcoin and crypto would really be suffering. Higher highs, lower highs, money flow draining out. It looks like a distribution range to me. And I talked about this in this range here, guys. Remember this range on Bitcoin and on the total market cap. As the range was forming, making higher highs, we were confirming more and more bear divs, and money flow was draining out as the range was forming. That told me, if you go back into my videos in late, I forget when it was, December or something, we made a video about Wyckoff distribution. Let me see if I can find that. And it happened. And it was higher probability of being distribution for me based off the confirmed bear divs and the money flow. Yeah, that was 7 months ago. Let me see. And then we start to see that chop in the market. Let's go ahead and look at this. You see that. And all right, secondary test. So you see that buying climax here, and it happened. So, and then this looks very similar to that. You can see here as we're forming this range in here making higher highs. We are making lower highs in the momentum waves. And not only that, we have bear dibs on money flow, but your money flow is draining out as the range forms. If we lose that midline, if we lose 3.71, we could start to really distribute back down all the way, 786 too. You're 786 at the bottom of the Pitchfork band, at the top of the bottom Pitchfork band, excuse me. That's where the POC of that range is. POC value area low. Okay, guys, but that is what I got for you today. Unless you guys want to look at one or two more altcoins real quick in the next 10 minutes. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Then we'll call it a weekend. And just be aware, now that we're dumping like this with high volume, we could see this dump continue. Yes, we're going to see relief rallies. Watch Bitcoin's 100 golden pocket and that Pitchfork band there. I feel like Bitcoin was in a bearish power of 3 on the 8-hour. I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, 8-hour. Well, we'll see. Here's the thing. If you come down to this area, I expect some sort of bounce. And then that bounce will tell us everything. If we bounce from there and it's like a 3-wave corrective move, especially if we reject from this 120.2 to 120.5, that is where your value area high is going to be in confluence with that Pitchfork midline. You can see here, value area high, Pitchfork midline. So after finding reacceptance back inside the range, this range here of the last 2.5 months, if we come down here and bounce from here only to come up to the Pitchfork midline and the value area high and reject it, then we could look at working our way down to the value area low and potentially even the bottom of the Pitchfork. Let's look at our 786 with that. Yeah, 786 is near the value area low. So that would be the next support level. I think I already have that marked out. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, we're getting it. Oh, we're getting an alert on Crow. SFPing those range lows. Here's the thing with Crow. If you're gonna, you're SFPing the range lows right now. If you do not SFP here and then get back inside this volume profile really quickly, you're going to see a gigantic dump on this thing. Because there's nothing in here. So it better SFP right now, or you potentially could come down, much, much further. Daily and weekly. Wow, it's not looking good here, guys. ARB is going off right now. Aptos is going off right now. Jeez. Aptos, I want it to come a little bit lower to this naked daily point of control and golden pocket. 451, 456 to 451. Sorry. 469 to 461. to 451. BTC broke. BTC's dumping. Okay. ETH touched the 886, I think. Okay. ES dumping. Cake. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see if we can actually hit this golden pocket, guys. We are hitting the anchored VWAPs, and we have hit the 618 of the golden pocket. Man, this just looks bad, though. Money flow looks really bad here. Let's look at the 5-minute chart. No bull divs even on the 5-minute yet. Look at that spike in volume. Jesus. Yeah, this is not looking good, guys. If we slice through this golden pocket area, I mean, the next level is that 786. Right now, I'm not longing. Based off what I'm seeing here, I'm not longing this. Trump just said aliens have landed on the Biathlon. I think the bulk of this dump is finished and we'll get some relief rally. Nothing goes straight. Yeah, but we do know that what goes up quick can also go down quick. And this was a very quick rally in here. So absolutely. But look at this dump right now. Wow. This is getting nuts. Yeah, USDT is pumping hard, and we're coming up to that SFP into the golden pocket and value area high. I expect it to continue pushing. Why does this do this on? And look at this bull div here. I mean, this is that kind of descending channel exhaustion that I talk about. You get your descending channel, your 3 lower lows. You have your higher lows here. Now that money flow's bottomed out and is curving to the upside, we could break past this golden pocket and even come all the way up to 5.26%. But you should at least get some sort of reaction here, even if it's a little one, and then break up. But the thing with USDT is this does look like a bottoming range formation that formed here, accumulation that formed over the past couple of months. It really does. You know, you have your nice rounded bottom here, left shoulder ahead, right shoulder, whatever, model 2 accumulation, excuse me. Tap 1, tap 2, tap 3 accumulation, and now you could be expanding. If you break above this golden pocket here in this value area high, you could be pushing up, and it could really be the start of the bear market. We could be pushing up in USDT dominance, expanding much. I mean, we could expand to 6.57% up here. Yeah, Bitcoin we're at support, but oh, holy cow. I mean, look at that dump there. We're at the support level. We just saw a liquidation dump. The thing right now is look at the volume on this dump. It's increasing still. We had a lot of shorters just come in. Look at these shorts just come in here. Actually, it's liquidations. You see that? How huge dump here? CVD going down aggressively, but so is your open interest. So we just saw some huge liquidations happen. Huge liquidations. I wonder if this is working now. Remember, I talked about all that liquidity below the 107.2K lows. And now it is looking like, with the way we have no confirmations for longs right now. No confirmations for longs. And this could dump in a very aggressive WXY wave all the way down to take out your 107.2K lows. And Bitcoin dominance. Yes, Bitcoin dominance. Oh, man, I bet you my BNB is printing. Yeah, come on, BNB. Keep going. ADA. XLM's dumping. ADA's dumping. Yeah, so guys, we are just seeing, okay, this is a really nice support level for ADA, though, being the POC of the range in confluence with a weekly and a daily level. Just that the way things are dumping right now, I would not expect too much on the charts here. Let me check my. Okay. Wow. Crazy. That's why you never listen to CryptoFace. Yeah, no, he was like longing towards the all-time highs. We do need some green candles for confirmation. Supreme Court needed to limit his control of them. I think that's a bull case. Yeah, guys, it is an aggressive dump, and this does invalidate the impulse. So we could be seeing a bigger correction, but don't go into. Here's the thing: we were actually looking for a bigger WXY correction. Remember, we were looking for a WXY like this, but because we got this big impulse in here, now we could be seeing more of a flat correction in here, a bigger flat correction. But even after we come down, if we come down and take out these lows, or even your 108.2K lows, I will be looking for longs, especially how aggressively we're dumping here. Now, we just confirmed a lot of liquidations. And remember, liquidations can be the bottom of moves. So we just confirmed a lot of liquidations into your golden pocket. What we want to see is we really want to see this daily candle where we're at right now close in this green box. We don't, the wick past it is fine. That's liquidation cascades that happen. But if we close this daily candle within this support zone, we could see a bit of a relief rally here. And remember, look at that value area high around 120.2 or 120K where your Pitchfork midline is. If we come up there, I will be looking for shorts up there. And then we could see the move down continue. Remember, if we're looking at a bigger Y wave, we want to see a 3-wave corrective move to come down and take out those lows. 3-wave corrective move. 3-wave corrective move. ETH is hitting that area again. But I would like if ETH I would like for ETH to come down to 3,500, 35, 34, 35, 34.89. That general area right here is going to be the best long for me personally to look. $5.3 billion in options expiring today. Wow. Geez, like this was horrible, guys. Like this is. I'll keep that one on for now. Quick move up, quick move down. At this point, we are going to probably come take out these lows. And what's weird is we didn't take out those highs there, but you did hit a 0.9, which is a flat correction target. So oh, on wait, let me bring this over here. Trump on Truth Total. It has just been learned Dang it. Where did that go? That China has taken an extraordinarily aggressive position on trade in sending an extremely hostile letter to the world stating that we're going to, effective November 1st, 2025, impose large-scale export controls on virtually every product they make and some not even made by them. This affects all countries without expectation and was obviously a plan devised by them years ago. It is absolutely unheard of in international trade and the moral disgrace in dealing with other nations. Based on the fact that China has taken this unprecedented position and speaking only for the USA and not other, we are similarly threatened starting November 1st or sooner, depending on any. United States of America will impose a tariff of 100% on China over and above any tariff that they are currently paying. Also, November 1st will impose export controls on any critical software. Wow, if we get into a trade war, guys, with China, this could be the start of the bear market. Start of the bear market could really, if we get into a global trade war. People were wondering what it was, and yesterday we talked about what could be a catalyst, and we were saying war. That's trade war, economic warfare. And thank you, Mark Dutch, for posting that. I appreciate that, man. Wow, guys, this absolutely could be the top then. Like, if we are going to see a giant trade war come in. Now, I'm not going there yet. Like, we don't want to overreact to this news, but that's why we dump so hard. And trade wars are no joke. Trade wars can wreck economies. Black swan event for sure. Look at that daily candle. That rejection there, guys. That rejection there. Value area low is near that golden pocket at 92K, 90K. Mm. Very aggressive. That's very aggressive by China, and that's also aggressive by the United States to respond in that way. And this could just be the start. Other countries are probably going to get involved here. We saw obviously a lot of fear on that news, a lot of selling, a lot of liquidations happening. Come on, Coinalize. All these exchanges are breaking down, man. All these huge dumps in open interest here. Yeah, it could end up a nothing burger, but it also could end up a huge global trade war. So uncertainty is what market hates. And right now, there's a lot of uncertainty in the markets. So they would rather have knowingly bearish news that they could kind of plan for and like make shorts on, put options and stuff like that, rather than uncertainty. And so this uncertainty could cause some massive volatility, some massive dumpage. Yeah. Whew. I know. I wish there was a way to follow Trump's portfolio too. Yes, Machi HK, I do remember that scenario. Let me grab that. Let's see. Is this the Ethereum one? So, the one thing with this Machi HK on this ABC correction, in your A wave here, you generally want to see impulse. It's a 5-3-5. And we actually saw the opposite of that. Here it's a 3-wave corrective move. And then we saw an impulse in here. And then we're seeing a dump. So instead of an ABC, it could be a bigger WXY complex correction. But I get what you're saying. I actually get what you're saying there for that. And that C wave coming down to the 1.382, 383. Yeah, 3,100. That's why you're looking at 3,100 there. Let's look at your other scenario. Or this is pretty much on Bitcoin here. So now I like this. The thing is, we wouldn't label this an ABC. We'd label it a WXY because this was a corrective move down. And then this is a 3-wave corrective move up here, finishing. And then you'll see a Y wave instead of a C wave. But same thing, whether you want to call it an ABC or WXY, it's a larger corrective move. So I understand exactly what you're saying. And that's what we just talked about too on this earlier on the stream. And absolutely could play out, man. It's actually now, if we break this golden pocket and close below this golden pocket, I would say it's a higher probability. How's gold? Yeah. Doing great. I mean, doing great. Unaffected, man. I think I bought gold. Yeah, right here, 1782. I bought some gold at 1782. I mean, talk about 3, 4, 5. I mean, that could be your 5-wave impulse there on the monthly time frame. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So we could get still more pumpage on gold. $5,100. Yeah, gold could go to 5K easily. Wow, nice, Machi HK, 11K. You bought around 19. That's Dr. X. That's exactly where I bought my silver at. Is around 19. FET. I know we covered FET yesterday, and it is coming down to the bottom of the pitchfork and to our 786. But gosh, the way that things are dumping right now, this could all be 1, 2. All of this could be your third, and in your third, you're seeing a multiple 1, 2. So you're going to see multiple 4, 5s in your third wave, and then you're going to see a bigger retrace in a 4 and then a 5. Carnage, pure carnage in the market. 3,500. I think ETH is going to 3,500. If we break 3,500 and we go to 3,200, it's not going to be good. Man, I'm going to I'm going to look for a super swing long on. On ETH from 3,500-ish. Everything's getting wrecked. I wish Coinalyze was working right now to see the liquidations. Okay, Bitcoin hit the bottom of the Pitchfork. Wow. At this point, we probably are coming down to take out 108.2 at least. Near. Whoa, Jesus. Black Swan confirmed. Yeah, we're gonna come down, guys, and take them out. I am not trading anything right now. I am just waiting and waiting. The only my BNB, I got stopped out on like everything except my BNB short. But all my longs that were in profit obviously were stopped out. Yeah, these dumps aren't followed by V-shaped recoveries most of the time. Best to wait until after the weekend. Yes. Well, with this dump that we just saw now, like I wouldn't be surprised if we close the daily candle like at this Pitchfork bottom and then next week come down and take out the low. ETH just hit 35.34. On BYDFI it did, not on Coinbase yet. Jesus, this is nuts, guys. Total market cap is dumping so hard right now. We just broke the Pitchfork midline. This is the Black Swan. Watch that 786 around 3.22. Coming up to the golden pocket as well, which is going to be right now. And that's your back test to the prior range value area high. But I would not do, guys, don't trade right now. don't trade. This extreme volatility, we could see dumps like huge black swan stuff. So don't be, unless you're in a short, don't trade. And let's see, Sol, yeah, Sol is done too. I mean, all these, Sol's coming down to our next support level, but it has invalidated the, this is all looking like impulsive price action to the downside. Rejected the top of the pitchfork. We could come all the way back down to the bottom of the pitchfork on Sol. AVAX, oh man, AVAX is at $10. Holy cow. Now that is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Look at that. There must have been something going on here. You literally just took out your bear market lows, or pretty damn close to it. Wow. How? Well, guys, we can't account for these events, but look at this candle. Look at that candle on the daily time frame. That's like a rug pull. 70% drop in a day so far. Obviously, all the technicals have been invalidated. Bitcoin's coming down to 108. ETH hit it. Damn it. So, yeah. By far, AVAX is the worst I've seen. Total market cap is so bad, too. Holy cow. Dude, there's probably trillions wiped out today. Trillions and trillions. Yeah, guys, when this happens, don't trade at all. Dogecoin, holy cow. Biggest dumps. This might be the biggest dump in the history. Solana's continuing to dump. What is that? 177? Yeah, we are making history. And Samuel, thank you for the super chat, man. Let's check BNB. Come on, BNB. Well, yeah, I hit my take profits, okay? That's for sure. BNB, guys, was the easiest short of all time. This was the easiest short of all time right there. It's still open. I still have a small percentage of it open. Yeah, wait for a range to form. And after that kind of liquidation cascade, guys, clearly pure destruction in the market. The crazy part is Bitcoin is still relatively holding up well. If Bitcoin goes into a bear market from this, altcoins can get absolutely totally destroyed. I mean, they already are. AVAX went down to $8, $8.50. We're at the value area low of the accumulation range. We took out our liquidity. Oh my gosh. Lower high, lower low. You know, the thing was this short right here, we were looking at this short way ahead of time. I took the short, but I took profit way too early. This is historic what we're seeing right now. Historic. You're getting that nice bounce from the 35 34 region on Ethereum. And I have to say I did set a limit order there that is open right now. So that is I'm moving right now though, putting my stop at break even at 35.40. I'm going to do it. Just because I could see this could come down a lot more. You caught AVAX at $8? Wow. Good shit, man. Yeah, guys, I forgot that I had a limit order set here. So I was so confident in some sort of reaction from this macro value area high, but you shouldn't be trading this. If you are any sort of real trade, like, no, I don't want to say that. You're being very risky with your trading if you're playing with trying to short or long right now, anything at all. So just be careful. I would like to see us SFP those lows into that. And here we go. SFP the low right now. Here's the thing, we could keep dumping. That's why I just set my stop to break even on ETH. Actually, I'm closing this. The only trade I have open right now is a short on BNB. Did ETH drop? ETH is still holding on. This is such a good level here for me, but we'll see. You know what? Now I'm going to look for is a bit of some ranginess to form in here. I know. Can I have a time machine too? Yeah, it is a great story for your grandkids. When this awful trade war started and like 7 trillion got wiped out of the market in one day. Render. Yeah, wow. Just nuts. Down to 40, 50 cents. I mean, everything. This might destroy the crypto market. Like, this is. I mean, the exchanges are getting rich today. Coming down to that $3.2 trillion. What am I looking for here? So, in the past week, we have seen what, over $1 trillion wiped off the market cap. Not week, 2 weeks, but and that's off the spot market cap. Derivatives is probably at like 6, 7 trillion. Yeah, over 3 trillion liquidated from the crypto market in the past 60 minutes. That is freaking crazy. So crazy. Yeah, it's I'm so happy I'm screaming right now, but I'm not happy about what's happening. You know, my spot bags are hurting right now. Man, I wonder what ICP is doing. Well, it's safe to say that buy was a bad buy. I'm gonna have to go through and redo all of my TA over the next couple days. This is nuts, guys. This is nuts. All-time lows for ICP. Bitcoin SFP, dude, that's a good SFP on Bitcoin. If we can get back, like what I said earlier today, about 30 minutes ago, if we could come down and close the daily candle here, taking out that liquidity, and we finally hit the anchored VWAP, guys. We finally hit the anchored VWAP from 74K. If Bitcoin is going to maintain any sort of strength at all, we need to keep above that anchored VWAP from 74K. God, my text messages are going off like crazy right now. Damn. Chainlink got filled. A Chainlink order got filled. Where did Chainlink get filled at? Let's see here. I think at 16 bucks. I had some spot buy orders at 16 bucks for Chainlink. But we've broken back inside this volume profile. We could be coming down to 14 bucks. BNB, you better stop rising. I think I'm going to pull just a little bit of profit off of this thing. 25% of what's left. Damn, ETH. Dude, you guys, I shouldn't have closed that. ETH came right down to it, and this could be our bigger WXY correction, and we could be about to push up. $3 billion. Oh, okay. AVAX didn't reach $8 on Bybit. Okay. Yeah, the BTC dominance candle. Let's look at that. Well, remember I said earlier in the stream, we could come right up here. It looks like it's going to happen. Prior lows. Did this invalidate the impulse to the upside? Fettuccine Genie, the impulse to the upside's not quite invalidated yet. We have to hit $0 before it gets invalidated. Yeah, this is worse than FTX. A global trade war is no joke, guys. The global trade war is the thing that can cause the black swan. And sure enough, why does TradingView do that? Man, the thing is, was the S&P was closed, wasn't it? No, but we did drop. I mean, we could see even more droppage on S&P and everything. Gosh, look at these bear divs. Yeah, it is a pure rug pull. Everything but Bitcoin and ETH, and of course BNB are holding up really good. And BNB got a huge drop too, but I mean it had pumped, freaking thousands of percent. So not thousands, hundreds of percent. You're welcome, Fettuccine Genie. What happened is trade war, global trade war could be starting, Grotto Easy. China and against the rest of the world and stuff. Yeah, it can still dump much more. Link at $6? No way. Oh, you're saying it could go down to $6? Wait, hold on. Where's Chainlink at? Now I'm all messed up. Chainlink, if we go back down to the $14 area, I'm buying more Chainlink. I did just buy some. Maybe my spot buy was here and that certain exchange did wick down to there. Look at this. This looks like a double 1-2 now. 1-2, 1-2, big third wave here. So 4-5, 4-5 coming down to the bottom of the pitchfork. And your POC, I would not be surprised if over the next couple of weeks we fall down to $13, $14. Yeah, I'm not buying any dead cat bounces yet. Even though this liquidation cascade here was so aggressive and so unusual, we might not make it down to the lows because oftentimes on the dead cat bounce, you don't quite make it down to the lows if it was super aggressive. How did XRP fare? Oh my God. XRP's dump today was worse than that February dump. Remember that 40, 50% February dump on XRP? Huge. And look at the top of the channel and your POC. Now we can take this and pull it all the way. Gosh, guys, this is nuts. We're going to have to redo our entire TA. Trump's buying those. ADA went under 29. Link hit $8 though. Link didn't hit $8 on my. Oh, maybe on Coinbase it didn't, but maybe that. Yeah, maybe I did spot buy $14. I had some limit orders set here at the $14, $13 area. So, cool. I've been buying Link every chance. I bought Link at $14 down here. I bought Link at $12 or $11. That's why it's good to set crazy low limit orders on spot only for buys when these Black Swan events happen. But dang, guys, like, look at that pure clean SFP of 107.2. We're all the way back up to 113. Yeah, no joke. We might have to do a live stream where we're just going and redoing all the TA. This literally changes everything, though. Well, obviously. I mean, God dang it. I told you guys this was along the farm move here. And be patient, guys. I wouldn't be buying yet or longing yet. It's absolutely possible that we start creeping and forming ranges down here now. It's not just going to V-shape, like it'll V-shape a little bit, dead cat bounce a little bit, but then you oftentimes will kind of retrace back down, at least to the golden pocket area. Coinbase down, 3, 2, 1. I hope Coinbase doesn't go down. For sure, you better not tell the wife what just happened. Wifey, our entire portfolio just got crushed. I have $2 left in it. Trump is talking about drugs and medicine. Oh, God. Well, as long as it's not. Well, he's probably talking about China has 90% of our pharmaceutical supply come here. You know, that's crazy stuff, guys. Bitcoin is fighting with this value area low. The daily candle close is going to be so important. If we close below 107.2, it's not going to look good. But we're at the value area low right now. So I need to buy fentanyl now. Yeah. You need to buy it now because it's going to start. Yeah, you guys, actually, this could get really bad, not just for like trading, but like in the real world. This can get really bad as far as the economy not having enough supply. And if the supply really gets bad, then we could see some really bad recession come. Melania made it limp. BTC went to 100K on Binance. No, that's not Binance. Damn, guys. 100K on Binance. And look at that rejection. I mean, pitchforks, man. Yeah, he does have a head short from the top. Jason's great. And this trade war could actually start a bear market. The thing is, guys, everyone always thinks we're going higher, and we had monthly bear divs, weekly bear divs, daily bear divs. Bitcoin is like a digital gold, so it might hold up pretty well. Man, 101K on Bybit too. Sorry, Fettuccine Genie, this wasn't the invalidation. The invalidation is here. 11K, okay? For the impulse. I'm just messing around. Guys, 85K is the bottom of the pitchfork in confluence with your 786. 85.5. No Christmas presents this year. Yeah. You know what? There's no money to buy them, and there might not be any presents available. Awesome, Fettuccine Genie. Very good. Yeah, here's the thing, Mark. If he does make an announcement like a week later saying, oh, we came to a deal and we're just going to do 25% tariffs across the board, blah, blah, we're going to see like this. 160, 170. Shorting Temu. There you go. Yeah. No joke. They're going to go out of business. Dang. That Petro 222, that really sucks, man. DCAing it at 289 and then it drops to 50 cents. I mean, if it's spot though, now you're kind of just going to be stuck holding it, hoping that we do get some sort of recovery. You guys, the weekly candle close this week. Like, first of all, look at this, man. The bear divs that were forming here. And we were just talking about this early in the stream, that this looked like a distribution range. Distribute. Same with Bitcoin. This here looked like a distribution range in the making, possibly. Or you could even pull from here, but man. I mean, most altcoins got completely obliterated. Solana's holding up a lot better than most of the altcoins. It came down to that lower band. Once again, guys, these bands are so great. Pitchforks. Let me just... Like, rejected the upper band, came down to the lower band. First off, you rejected the top of the pitchfork, came down to the midline, bounced, came up to the upper band, rejected, came down to the lower band. This is where pitchforks can really shine. Yeah, package delivery companies. There's a lot to think about. If there's really going to be a global trade war, it can get so bad so quickly. McCormick's vodka. Yeah, we're going to be needing to drink a lot too in this next couple of years. Gold is pumping like crazy. When we checked it 30 minutes ago. Well, not like crazy. I mean, it's holding up better than anything in the world right now. You guys can just say you were live for the largest crash in crypto history. You were live on the charts, watching in real time in like, what was that? Less than an hour. Look at this drop in 12 minutes. Like less than an hour, we saw the largest drop in crypto history. Now, Coinbase only came down to 107.2, but Binance and Bybit, largest drop in crypto history from the beginning of the day, from yesterday. Almost 17% drop in one day on Bitcoin. That's like unheard of. You know, some of the other coins, AVAX, the biggest drop in single day history. And on some exchanges, it went even lower. 70% drop pretty much in one day. That is nuts. Yeah, if this candle closes an hour like this, in some ways that's bullish, but not real. I mean, guys, it's going to retrace back down. It will get a dead cat bounce, and then it's going to retrace back down, at least fill in some of this imbalance that was created in here. So we're going to have to be patient as traders now. Every once in a while, you get a giant drop like this, a liquidation cascade like this, where you will not see it recover some of that imbalance. But I'm trying to go back right now. Let's go back on the chart. And have we seen a candle like this in history? Like this candle is pretty big. Yeah, that was a 19% drop in a day, almost a 20% drop in one day. So almost history for Bitcoin. But for the altcoins, we've definitely never seen 70% drops in a single day. And actually, yeah, if we go on to this one, I mean, look at that drop. And then it was never recovered. So here's the thing. You got that candle close that ended, and that was the bottom. And look at that. So maybe this candle close is going to end like this. It's the bottom, and we get a push up. That is our hopium, our copium that we're doing right now. Sui on Coinbase only dropped to $2, but damn, guys, this is nuts. I guess if you're spot buying, then you could spot buy on some of these exchanges where it does crash lower and then just transfer it over to Coinbase or something. Did Ethereum drop on other exchanges lower than 3,500? Yeah, it did. So on Coinbase, we only dropped to 3,500, but on the other exchanges, we did drop to that 3,300. Let's see if we hit that golden pocket. So we still have not hit it yet, even on Bybit. You're backtesting this value area high of this range. Crazy stuff, guys. Crazy, crazy stuff. Went to 0.56 on Bybit. I'm not sure which one you're talking about, my HK, but this is going to be pretty confusing as far as our impulse goes, because on Coinbase, it has not been invalidated. And actually, even on Bybit, it has not been invalidated yet until you hit that golden pocket. But you see how nicely on Coinbase we nailed that thing. And Coinbase has always been the charts I follow for my analysis. Oh, Sui dropped to 57 cents on Rollbit. Wow. Talifs. Oh my God. Jesus. BNB's seen a bit of a recovery. I'm glad I took some profit. I just took 3 profits on it actually, but 382, 0.5, and then I took some when we were down like in this area. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I think we're done for today with the excitement, unless China responds with some tweet of their own. But crazy stuff, guys. This is literally crazy, crazy stuff. And I think I am going to get going now. I have some things to do for this afternoon here. But thank you guys so much for being here with me. Like, what a crazy historic stream this was. And be patient here. Now, I know we just saw craziness and, you know, got wrecked and you got stopped out of all of our longs. Whatever happened, you know, just this is the time where you sit back and you sit on your hands and you wait for some clarity in the markets. And then we can always make more money on trade. There's always another trade, guys. There's always another trade available. There's always a setup we can look at. So it's about being patient and not having FOMO because it's pumping now, or having emotions affect your trading to the point where you make bad decisions. And that's the thing. It's just it's probably going to chop around. We're probably going to see a big dump like this, and it's going to start ranging. And, you know, with Bitcoin, it's probably going to start ranging around that value area low, around here, the value area low. but this was so nice. Wow. Yeah, guys, please hit the like button. Fettuccine Genie, I don't know if I can call you guys anymore. I mean, this is just madness that happened. Unfortunately, we saw what we saw. It's a sad day for crypto, sad day for everything. But thank you guys for being here, for real. I'll be around. We'll be streaming. We'll be covering. If we're going into a bear market, we can still make a lot of money in the bear market, guys. We'll switch our bias to shorts. We can make, that's the great thing about derivatives trading. We can make money on the way down. It's about scraping a little bit of money from the market each day. We can still prioritize swing long, scalp long positions and swing short positions if we're going into a bear market. Either way, and listen, if you can learn how to trade and build in the bear market, and sure, it might be a couple years or a few years until the next bull market comes around, but that is when you can build real wealth. So we can work on doing that through this entire, if we are going into a bear market, we can work on doing that through this bear market and set you up for the next few years, maybe it's 5-6 years from now, but you can actually have some real wealth and some real knowledge to trade the next bull market with some great clarity and wealth. So thank you guys so much for being here. I love you all truly. Like, this has been a great stream. Mark, thank you so much. Sudeep, thank you so much. R Pink, thank you so much. Time Attack, thank you so much. I will see you guys. I'm going to probably post a little bit over the weekend with what happened today. And have a good one. Stay safe out there. I will see you tomorrow. Maybe not